Hello everyone. This is a video on my personal thoughts on Kiwami 3 and the discourse that has been going on with Kiwami 3 as well. Two notes for this video. Number one, this is not scripted at all. Couldn't really be bothered to script this. It's going to be a short video anyway. And number two, halfway through the video, I do go on a bit of a rant. Just want to let you know that. Yeah. Anyways, let's begin. So first off, let's talk about some of the big issues that people have with Kiwami 3. First one are the recasts and face model swaps. Second are the filters. And third are the potential OST changes. For those of you who don't know what OST means, it's original soundtrack. So pretty much changes to the music. And honestly, I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care any of this is changing at all. Let's look at everything from worst to from least to most offensive that most people probably see, and why I just don't care about them at all. So first off, it is the potential OST changes. To give you an idea as to what I mean by that, here's an example from Kiwami 2. Evil itself to Rebellious Phase. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in regular or original Yakuza 2, Hiroshi Hayashi had a theme by the name of Evil Itself, and it's completely missing in this game, and it got replaced with Rebellious Phase. Here's comparison for those of you who want to hear it. So why don't I care about this? It's very simple. Chances are there's going to be really little change in this, and the changes that there are going to be maybe remixes, but for the most part, I really don't think it's going to be anything major, especially considering that most of the soundtrack was made by Hidenori Shoji, who, for those of you who don't know, still works on the Yakuza games. He even has a few songs from Pirate Yakuza, so yeah, there are probably going to be some changes with some tracks, but for the most part, I think a good amount of them will still be there. The second thing that I really don't care about are the filters in this game. The blue Kamurocho filter and the green Kamurocho filter for Dark Ties. And the main reason is because this is just kind of, and no offense obviously, it's just really unemployed behavior. Why are we complaining about this? It legitimately does not look bad. Now, granted, the photos I use do look pretty bad, but you're looking at this probably on some really bad screen, and PowerPoint compression is really bad, so not much I could do there. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Here's the blue filter a little more up close for those of you who want to see it. It looks pretty good. And then here's the green filter, which honestly doesn't even look that bad. I never saw the complaint for this. And to be completely honest, I actually kind of like how it looks. I liked it in Kiwami 2, liked it in Kiwami. Doesn't look bad here in Dark Tides either. Now, let's move on to the main thing most people are complaining about. Character recasts and model changes. Starting with the least offensive one, and the one I don't entirely understand why we're making a big fuss of, Kiryu's outfit. The image on the right is really bad, I know, but you get the gist of it. This is the best one I could find. And I don't really understand why this is a complaint. It's just an outfit, to be completely honest. And an outfit customization is gonna be in the game. If you've seen gameplay, you know it's there. Now, I did see one comment going over the idea of color theory, and how the shirt on the left kind of reflects Kiryu as a character. And while I do think that that's a very valid criticism, I just don't think it applies here. Especially considering the original Yakuza 3 was made in 2009, and I doubt they were thinking anywhere close or even near to that level of theory when it comes to their games. Later on, they have. I can admit that Yakuza 0 was a perfect example of that, but up here, not really. I think they just wanted to make a tropical outfit that fits Kiryu, and I think both do that pretty well. The only real gripe I do have are the pants and the shoes, because I just think they look better. And the shoes themselves actually have a little bit of a point of showing that Kiryu is not from Okinawa. That was a point in one of the sub-stories. So that's really it, but for the most part, this is like a nothing burger, in my opinion, of complaints. And this is coming from a guy who does like Yakuza 3. I'm playing it now on Legend, so yeah, I don't really see it. Now we're on to Hamazaki. You don't like him. Stop saying you do. He's like in the game for like 20 minutes at most, and that's it. You don't like him. Stop lying, saying you do. Yakuza 4 Hamazaki, fine. I can get that. But he's barely in the game. And even considering all of this, his Japanese voice actor has been in a bit of drama. To be a bit more specific, there are claims going, well, not claims, it's confirmed pretty much he did sexual battery. That is not good. He should and likely will be changed. All right? Let me make that very clear. I do not support this voice actor at all for the actions he did. He's probably going to be changed. And likely it is going to happen because it's happened before for similar things with Hamura from Judgment. For those of you who don't know, Hamura had a voice actor before the one we got, who got caught on cocaine charges, and as a result, got replaced. There's the comparison if you want to see it. Now we're on to Nakahara, which honestly, I don't see it either. They look extremely similar. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously, they're not the exact same, but it's not enough of a difference for me to look at it and be like, oh, hey, this completely ruins the character. If anything, it kind of adds to it. I was talking to my brother about this, and he kind of made the point that he looks more like a Yakuza boss, which I do agree with. Honestly, the only thing I don't like is the fact that they cover up his tattoos, and that's it. And honestly, I think it helps with plot points as well. Mainly with Saki. Spoilers if you haven't played Yakuza 3. Saki is the adoptive daughter of Nakahara. And this fits more in line with, well, Nakahara looking like a Yakuza boss. Why would she want to be with him? But the other one just looks like Japanese Santa Claus, honestly. And there's only one real issue with this recast, and it's the fact that it ruins the subversion of Nakahara's character in one scene. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in Yakuza 3, there is a scene where Nakahara flips a bowl. And in the original, it works pretty well because all throughout the game, you don't exactly see Nakahara as this tough figure, but then he just does that. Which, in my opinion, is very valid, but in that same scene, you have to remember, this is Nakahara after getting shot 3 times. So, I mean, yeah, you could say that the Yakuza 3 Remastered / OG Yakuza 3 model does fit better for subversion purposes, but in my opinion, it's not enough to take away from the story elements as well. Now let's go into the one that a lot of people have a problem with, Rikia, which is the only somewhat acceptable one. I could see why people are upset about this, but at the same time, I'm not entirely convinced on it. The new voice actor could easily portray Rikia as Rikia. If he does a good enough job, I don't see a problem with it. This isn't a Takashima situation as well. For those of you who don't know who Takashima is, in Yakuza 2 / Kiwami 2, there's a character named Ryo Takashima, who got replaced by a voice actor in Kiwami 2, and completely changes his character as a result. In the original, Takashima is a young person, while in Kiwami 2, he's, well, visually very old. This completely changes his motivation as a villain from just wanting to go up the ranks as quickly as possible and as young as possible to just wanting to go up the ranks. It's completely just separated. It doesn't work, right? But that's not the case with Rikia. I look at both of these characters and I could be like, yeah, they're pretty young. They look pretty similar, right? In terms of age, right? They don't obviously look similar. So I don't really see it as a problem. And I think I should know, I'm not even a fan of face swaps either. I don't like this. But at the same time, I think that this is just being really blown out of proportion. This isn't a Takashima situation. Now, there is a comment I've been seeing in many videos about this idea of people waiting for the modding community to change many of the issues that people have. Things like the filters, things like the OST, and the most blatant one being the face recasts. And to those people, I just want to say, you are part of the problem. I genuinely believe you are no better than someone who buys this game, pre-orders it, and gets it on day one. Because at the end of the day, you are contributing to RGG's pretty much a lack of care for the problems you're talking about. You are giving them your money. Money that they take to see as validation for what they're doing. You're just giving it to them. You're not doing anything. You're just choosing to buy something because, oh hey, somebody will fix it for them. And this is such a stupid way to look at it. If you really want some sort of change from what's going on, you don't buy the product. But instead, you're buying the product because someone else will do the changes for you. And I just don't see it. I don't see how you could look at what you're doing and make it seem like you are helping the situation at all. You are adding to the idea that RGG can do this. This does not help anyone. If we want better at games, we want less of these complaints. You're not really helping. And I mean, overall, in general, all this discourse is just really exhausting. People complained about 3 and 3 Masters combat so much. I've seen comment sections where people are like, "Oh, hey, you could try doing this or this or this or that." But then people are like, "Oh, but then it makes it repetitive, blah blah blah." So then now we finally get that fixed. It's no longer Blockusa. And now we have something new to complain about. Like, are you serious? Are we really doing this? It feels so just annoying, I guess. And to be honest, the amount of outcry just feels so extremely forced. None of this really feels genuine. And it's like, what is going on? It doesn't feel genuine. Like I said, like this Twitter post I have here. We still talk about you. It's so corny. It's like you could still play Yakuza 3. These characters aren't dead. All right, this is not a Yakuza 1 and 2 situation, but people are treating it like it is, and I don't really understand why. And at the same time, this is nothing new. This whole trend with face recasts and face models stuff, and specifically face models, right, started in Yakuza 0. Now, granted, in 0, they weren't recasts. Obviously, they were models that they made for the characters, so you could make the argument that that gets a pass. But then that set a precedent that they have used for pretty much every game up until Kiwami 3. Maybe Kiwami didn't do it, but honestly, I don't even know. But it's been there. But now it's a problem, because now it's affecting a game that you wanted to play for one reason or another. It's like, you got Kiwami 3, but it's not the Kiwami 3 you wanted. Like, it feels so just annoying to have to talk about this type of stuff, because it feels like whenever I try to discuss it, it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall. It's not the Kiwami 3 I wanted. And it's like, are you serious? No, this is exactly what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted. You got better combat. You know, the monkey paw curls. That's all I have to say on that regard. And overall, for people who genuinely are complaining about this, I have absolutely no sympathy for you. Enjoy your game. This is exactly what you wanted. You have good combat now. Alright? And what did it cost? Oh, something you actually liked. Good for you. Fell for it again, honestly. So what is the actual solution to this issue? Very simple. Just play Yakuza 3 Remastered. This is not a case like Yakuza 1 or Yakuza 2. Yakuza 3 Remastered can be played, on modern hardware. You could get this game on a PS5, it's on Steam, and you could probably play it on Xbox as well. It has none of the filters, it has the original faces and their voices, and it has the same OST. And guess what? It is $20 cheaper. Alright? But Blockusa 3, yeah? Play on easy. You can still get most out of the combat, alright? The only people that are going to be blocking are the bosses, which, by the way, bosses block in every single one of these games, so I don't see that as a complaint. Not only that, this game can be modded, so all that complaint I did about modding earlier, well, you can mod here as well. Alright, you can even probably mod out the blocking. And let's play devil's advocate for just a bit. Let's say Kiwami 3 does release, and Yakuza 3 Remastered gets delisted. I would say, in response to that, you could probably get Yakuza 3 Remastered right now on Steam or on console for cheaper, right, for $20. Wait for a sale of Kiwami 3, which it will definitely go on sale. Pirate Yakuza has not been out for a year, and it's been on sale multiple times, and get it cheap, and get that game plus the 3 Remastered for cheaper than $60. Alright? This is the actual solution. Not modding, not buying the game, buy Yakuza 3 Remastered, and don't buy Kiwami 3. If you really feel like this is gonna ruin your enjoyment of that game. With all that being said, here are my overall thoughts on Kiwami 3. I'm actually pretty hyped for it. I think it's going to be fine, and I think it's going to do its job of being an up-to-date remake for the series. Some of the new stuff is a hit for me. I saw the dad scene and stuff. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I like bowling is back. A lot of things I really like. I'm also not a fan of some of the stuff as well. The biker gang, I saw it. Gang, excuse me. I saw it. Just, it just looks silly, right? Don't think it looks good. That being said, I think we could stop here. We don't need a Kiwami 4. We do not need a Kiwami 5. This is all we need. It's fine. If you want to remake Dead Souls, go ahead. But I know for a fact people are going to complain about that too, so maybe not. Now let's talk about how this game will interact and be compared to the original. And in my opinion, this should not replace the original at all. It should, nor will, replace it. This is not a superior replacement to the original, and vice versa. I don't think the original is better than this. I don't think Kiwami 3 is going to be better than the original. These are simply two different ways to experience the same story. Some people will like the old version, some people will like the new one. And I think we need more of that when we talk about remakes. Not, oh, hey, it's soulless, things like that. Some people will like it, some people won't. That's fine. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Also, the Mine Saga is looking to be a full-fledged game around the length of a guiding game, which I think is pretty good. And considering that we're also getting Okinawa in Dragon Engine, this $60 price tag looks really justified. Overall, yeah, I think the game is going to be pretty good. And with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I know I've been on a track record for making these negative videos. I hope my next video isn't going to be like that. And yeah, bye.